So hop on the journey. So day one, we are transforming a 40 years old company, well, business. The business model of this company is a belt manufacturer. Their manufacturing base is in Thailand, and we are transforming the warehouse and distribution business of Taiwan. Whether we will be transforming the manufacturing business will be a future project, but the most urgent part is to transform the local business of Taiwan. Right. Now, as we mentioned, the OEM business is in Thailand, and we import the industrial belt into Taiwan. Now, Thailand is a OEM business. In Taiwan, we are doing a self-brand. But like most of the self-brand brand in Taiwan, we don't have any brand awareness. Well, locally we do, but not with brand equity or something that we can build with. So not a strong brand, maybe more like a name, which most of the Taiwanese company isn't aware of the true value of the brand. So as we talk about brand in Taiwan, it's more like a name of the product or the company, that not a brand. Well, so it's more like a distribution and warehouse business, which we call as a self-branding business. The hardware stores, local manufacturers, others will order from us, which we will ship to them. Well, exporters will order, and we will order the orders from Thailand, so they can decide. For them to decide where the product should be labeled, manufactured in Taiwan or in Thailand. Technical stuffs. All right. Now, the next move will be for sure building brand awareness and to brand equity, and we can build from there, etc., etc. But building brand awareness and equity sounds expensive, but with AI we can have a lot of creative executions that might be it's quite experimenting, but might be very right on point, effective, very effective. All right. But before that, we have to do something. So the existing way of doing business in the warehouse and distribution business is the old way, which we have digitalized in 2005. The ERP system, well, that is built in 2005. Now, the ERP system, it's still usable, but the most important part is that there is an API that we can use for future automation. Now, the orders come in telephone, message, social media message, like Line, which is popular in Taiwan. You can think of it as WhatsApp or Messenger. Now, some comes in email, but rarely comes in email. Now, these are I don't have too much problem with these method, except they take a lot of human labor. Now, the human labor, taking telephone calls, that's like, 1 minute, 2 minutes. We can cover that but typing the orders into the ERP system, it takes a lot of time from very precious human labor, which can be allocated into marketing. Now, this is repeated task. Sometimes it will go wrong. So human error that is preventable, because you can have some type error, you can have a different product error, things like that. So this is you can automate this right now with AI or without AI. Well, depends on the accuracy. And then human will have to fetch the product, and human will have to package it, and human will have to ship it. Now, the process, the shipping process, the packaging process, that takes it is in investment intensive. So we're not gonna touch on that for now, because it's as I said, it's a local business. Not they don't have a huge revenue to refresh the whole warehouse system. So we're gonna have one step by one step. We're gonna go one step by a time. Now, before all the renewing and all the marketing stuff, before start building brand awareness, brand equity, as I said, we have to free up the precious human labor. So day one, what am I doing? We are gonna renew the ERP system into one that has an API. Now, API, the benefits, you can have online order. Using API, it can go into the ERP system, and humans will, you can have your employee check on the order instead of just typing, repetitive task of typing. We can have order pipeline. We can have customers pay online, all that good stuff. But before that, we're going to have to renew our ERP system. That can have an API that we can connect, and we can renew the interface. We can have a great website. We might be able to implement membership stops, things like that. So now the old system we are using is called CAO ERP system, a system that is built locally in Taiwan. It's a company that builds proprietary ERP system on top of the Postgres database. I've got in touch with the person who helped us implement this system, but he said he didn't know, or he didn't want to help me with this. So I played with the tech stack. I tried a bunch of things. I know, it's when you're dealing with Postgres, it's fairly simple. So you just have to dump the Postgres out. But in this case, I did not know how the server was set up. So I was testing out things, and of course, I was researching what new tech stack or new ERP system has to be like. There are some open source, and I will share how I'm going to tackle this step by step. So eventually, I got the Postgres dump done. So I got the data. What I was using is VS Code with SQL, Python, Panda. If you're familiar with data science and data analyst, you know that Panda is a good library for cleaning data, for dealing with data. And I got the help with Claude and Gemini 2.5 Pro. So that's where I'm using AI right now to deal with data. And next, we will be building the system and the interface. I'll show you how I did it. So we got the data. There's not many, but a few. 600,000 6,000 records of product, 6,000 different products, and thousands of customers. So not much, but more than enough just to deal with. All right, we got the data into CSV file. We got the SQL.SQL. So if I'm wrong, if I'm doing this wrong, you can point it out in the comments below, because I don't have any prior experience. It was just me and Gemini, ChatGPT. I was just asking them how I'm going to do this, how am I going to do that, and I take on their suggestions. Well, the AI suggestions, and I got cooking. And what I'm using is Code and the Copilot. Am I just asking it a bunch of stuff and having it do it for me? And that's about it for day one. I got a bunch of tables, and we're gonna have the data out. So this is day one. It's a one-man team right now. Me and AI. Well, you can count it as one, and a lot of agents that's going to help me. I'm going to have to create agents with N8N, a lot of other AI tools that I can get my hands on. So the first step will be data cleaning, data extracting, importing data, migrating things, building up the system. And then we can do the automation, and then with the while doing the automation, order pipeline, building those, we can integrate into the future marketing automation, which is the juicy stuff that we can do with the AI right now, like VO3, video, Haitian, all that. We can test out things, and that's see how we can transform a 40 years old, really not quite up to date company with all these high tech that just came out this year or this couple of years. So stay tuned for the updates. I'll be updating every day. I won't be cutting the videos because obviously I won't have time to do that. But as for a diary, a documentation, I think this is a really good way to show you how I am tackling stuff and how I'm gonna deal with problems with the AI tools. So if you want to know more, or you want to follow along with the journey, subscribe and like the video. I'll see you tomorrow.